He has to find the domain, range, maximum, and minimum of the function, and then write NA if it doesn't have one of them. So let's just list these off first. So domain, range, maximum, and minimum. So a couple things that we need to know about parabolas. We need to know the general shape of them. And in this case here, we have an a value, an h value, and a k value that we're going to need. So the a value here, which is positive 1 because there's nothing really in this spot, it means that a is equal to positive 1, meaning I know my general shape of the graph. Actually, let's get rid of the axes. General shape of the graph is going to point up. We know that if that a value is negative, that's what would make our graph point down, but in this case, that's not it. We're going to instead use a graph that looks like this. So what that means is a couple things. First of all, we know that there is going to be a minimum. There's going to be a bottom value, but there is not going to be a maximum because these arrows go on forever. So I'm already going to say that there is no maximum. It is not applicable. The domain, the other part that we know about this graph just by the general shape, is that these lines go on forever and ever to the left and to the right. So what that means is that our domain, go ahead and use, let's say, inequality notation here, is going to be all real numbers. I know that it's going to go on forever to the left to negative infinity and forever to the right to positive infinity. Now the range, because there is a minimum, we need to know where that minimum is at to help us with the range. And the minimum is told to us by the k value, because normally our parent function has a minimum at 0, but the k value we know shifts our graph down 2 units, 1 and 2, meaning our graph is going to look like a u, and the bottom of that u is at y equals negative 2. So that tells us two things. One, our minimum, and two, the lowest value is equal to 2, and the highest value goes up into positive infinity because it goes up forever. So domain is all real numbers here. Range, the lowest value is negative 2, and the highest value goes up forever to infinity. There is no maximum because it goes up forever, and our minimum is equal to negative 2.